As we head into this All-Star break coming very soon, one thing is for certain, and that is of course that the MVP race is as open as it's ever been. We have guys like Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry. A lot of these guys are trying to make a name for themselves to be the MVP of this season. But one player in my opinion that has probably taken the driver's seat, and it's very surprisingly that I'll say this, James Harden has taken the driver's seat for the MVP race by last night's performance. We all know what we saw last night. 44 points, 15 assists, 10 rebounds, a spectacular game winner. This guy is on a roll right now. I think these last couple games without Chris Paul, we remember how the Houston Rockets started off the season. A lot of people were actually very upset. A lot of people were confused as to why the Rockets were struggling. A lot of people blamed Melo. But in my opinion, I felt that this was more on Chris Paul, who has been very injury prone and also has missed a lot of games. And I think due to his age and his injuries is the reason why this team has really struggled a lot. But after he's got injured and he's got taken out of the lineup, James Harden has been basically a Steve Nash on steroids. And the only reason why I'm using that is because D'Antoni's system calls for a point guard type of player. And James Harden has taken his point guard responsibilities and his duties very seriously, as he's had 15 assists last night, which I think he can do a lot more of. And it's kind of a shame that the Oklahoma City Thunder didn't keep him, because I think he could have been the point guard and Russell Westbrook could have been the 2 guard. But that's neither here nor there. We're here to talk about the Houston Rockets, who absolutely put on a show last night. We all remember and saw last night's game with the controversial call of Kevin Durant. It's not even controversial. It was a bad call that Kevin Durant's foot was out of bounds and they took the lead. But luckily it didn't cost them the game, that being the Houston Rockets, because they absolutely teared it. Clint Capella had a 20-20 game, 29 points, 21 rebounds. And even Austin Rivers had a great game, who I believed was going to be a cancer in this locker room. I thought he wasn't going to be a very good player. I thought due to his dad having so much influence that was going to be the reason why he got signed to another team. But luckily he's been playing very well, and he's making me eat my words right now. But my only problem with James Harden in the MVP race so far is that we all know what happens in the postseason. The postseason James Harden, the postseason D'Antoni, and the postseason Chris Paul and Houston Rockets are absolutely not a team you want to bet on. Even though the Golden State Warriors right now are the most vulnerable team that I think we've ever seen from a dynasty team, maybe since that Lakers team that lost against the Pistons, I just feel that this Houston Rockets team, I don't know if you can trust them. And it's the reason why I feel that you need to have this award ceremony before the start of the playoffs. Because I think that with the playoffs there, it kind of affects and really puts into our mind what happened in that series. When we look back at it, when we looked at the award show last year when James Harden won it, I just felt that because of what I saw in the playoffs, what I saw from the Houston Rockets, I couldn't forget it. I couldn't forget that James Harden had a very poor performance in the playoffs, and it led to them blowing a game against the Warriors. And although maybe it might be a different story this year with the way that the Rockets are playing now without guys like Chris Paul and Carmelo Anthony, I still feel that this team could implode in any minute. And it's the reason why you don't want to trust a D'Antoni. You don't want to trust a James Harden, because you know that stuff's going to happen. And it's a real shame too, because I think James Harden really did deserve it last season. I just think that the postseason really affected my view of James Harden. I felt that Anthony Davis kind of had, even though he was a lower seed than the Houston Rockets, I did believe that Anthony Davis deserved it way more than a guy like James Harden. Even LeBron James deserved it more than James Harden. And that's something crazy to think about. The NBA award ceremony is making me believe that I need to put my blinders on when I'm watching the award ceremony and not remembering the playoffs. I think that to me is what really struck a nerve with guys like me and NBA Twitter, because I think that with the postseason not included, especially if you're going to have it after the season, I just think that it's going to, skew a lot of opinions. It's going to skew a lot of, I feel like it should skew a lot of voters from voting a guy like James Harden after what he did in the playoffs. I just think that has to be the case. But right now, when we look at the midseason award type of ceremony, we know that James Harden is leading this race. From last night's performance, from the performance without Chris Paul, he is absolutely destroying the league right now. Although he may be traveling, he may be getting to the free throw line more than usual, I still think that he's gotten this MVP award race. I just think that right now he's in the driver's seat, because Anthony Davis right now, although he's putting up great numbers, I don't think that even LeBron James, they're not putting up numbers like James Harden is doing right now. And I think that he is going to lead this race, and I think he's going to lead it for the foreseeable future until Chris Paul gets back. And I think when Chris Paul gets back, that'll be the real test for James Harden. Can he still sustain the level of play he's at when Chris Paul is inserted into the lineup, because I feel that with James Harden being the number 1 option and there's not really a definitive number 2 with Clint Capella or Eric Gordon, you have no idea how Chris Paul is going to affect that. And I just think that it's going to be a rude awakening for James Harden when he comes back, because I think that James Harden really should be the point guard. I think he should handle most of the ball handling duties than a guy like Chris Paul. But that's just my opinion, guys. I want to know what you guys think of the Houston Rockets game, and also what you guys think of last night's game, especially with the struggling Draymond Green, whose shot is still shot, and even Steph Curry, who went 5 of 15 from three-point land, is not a very good night from him. And I want to know your guys' opinion on that game, and also the Rockets. Are the Rockets going to be for real this season, or are they going to be the same old Rockets with the same old D'Antoni and the same old James Harden, and they can't do it in the playoffs? I would love to know your guys' comments and opinions in the comments down below. But anyway, guys, this has been your boy Bernie here on The Charge, giving the latest NBA news and rumors and also basketball opinions. And if you guys haven't subscribed yet, what are you guys doing? Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you watch our NBA content and really discuss with the Charge fans out here. You know, we have stuff talking about the WNBA. What do you guys think of that whole situation? And also other stuff as well, the Chandler Parsons New Year's resolutions, and other videos and sort of fixer-uppers on how to fix up NBA teams for the foreseeable future. But anyway, guys, like I said, my name is Bernie, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.